And we're going to hear from our 44th president, Barack Obama. Be an unforgettable night.
Barack Obama! Barack Hussein Obama! It's Murdoch no bomber! I mean, I am low-key excited to hear Obama. He usually is a very skilled orator. I am excited to hear what he has to say. I'm sure he'll do a better job of selling Joe Biden than anyone has so far, including Michelle Obama.
90% of Americans support common sense gun laws. Let's start
What about the public option or Medicare for all?
I've looked in the eyes of too many parents, and I mean literally scores of them, who've lost their children to gun violence.
Again,
And look,
he mourns, dude. He mourns. He's the best at mourning. No one has mourned better than Joe Biden, dude.
You know, as much as I feel like I got to know him in that moment, it feels like he knows us. I know Joe because he listens. And whether he's heard your story or someone else's story, he cares about everyone's story.
I think the funniest part about this is that it's not even true. Like,
then he'll care about
he's
himself.
a very good retail politician. And what that means is he's very good at like finding media moments for himself where he like is actually taking a selfie with like a person that's working the elevator at the New York Times or shit like that. But it's not real. Like, he's not like a genuinely nice guy either, which makes this even funnier because then you're building a really shitty argument that can very easily be destroyed by people being like, he sucks. Joe Biden saw me at Whole Foods and he punched me in the back of the head. You can't build a campaign off this shit.
I'm Michelle Lujan Grisham, governor of the great state of Nuevo Mexico. I'm proud of my home state every single day. In our successful response to COVID-19, exciting and fulfilling careers for workers all across our beautiful state, including right here in the heart of northern New Mexico. For what America can
I don't speak colonizer language. Do you mean Nuevo Mexico? You can't start off with Nuevo Mexico and then say North Mexico.
Many astronauts returned home and reported a shift in their awareness. The view they saw of Earth from space was profound.
It's fake, brother. Did it look flat? Because it's flat, brother.
The Trump administration started to remove any mention that humans were the cause of climate change from it.
She doesn't sound American to me, brother. She sounds Australian, which is a fake country, not a real one. It's an island. Give Australia back to England. It's a penal colony.
Some of the first climate change legislation ever written was by a senator from Delaware.
Well, didn't he write like an exotic animal hunting act or something? Is that what they're talking about when they say some of the first climate change legislation was written by Joe Biden? I don't know, maybe he did something else on top of that, but I'm almost certain that I think that's what they're referencing. So I'm looking at the PolitiFact climate change bill. It was the 1986 bill was the first introduced in Congress on this issue, even though, you know, R.I.P. Al Gore, I guess. Joe Biden also invented the internet. While other legislation predates Biden's bill, they addressed climate generally and didn't cite global warming mitigation as a specific goal. At the same time, it's important not to overstate the impact of Biden's bill, said Josh Ho, a professor of history and environmental studies. It's significant insofar as Biden has been more or less on top of the issue since the mid-'80s, but let's not stretch the intent of the bill and suggest that this was a comprehensive plan for reducing emissions or adapting the consequences of climate change. It was a plan to make a plan, which, of course, neither Reagan nor Bush ultimately did. This is the type of shit that I don't understand. First of all, if I'm not mistaken, this is literally about saving animals, isn't it? Like, which is good, ultimately. I don't have a problem with that. They're beefing up the Joe Biden's, like, legislation, a plan to make a plan, while also simultaneously minimizing Al Gore, which is kind of fucking weird. It was a Global Climate Protection Act of 1986, which was to establish a task force on global climate research, develop and implement coordinated national strategy on global climate, requires such a task force. Oh, okay, this is not what I was thinking of. Isn't this exactly what the Republicans do? Skirt facts, since most people won't check into them. Sure, Gore was actually first, but he's not running for president. That's how the Republicans would think. Yeah, of course. Al Gore is a loser. The DNC doesn't support losers. That's why they have HRC speaking tonight. Winners only. Hillary Rodham Clinton, baby. How does Billie Eilish look 18 and like 38 at the same time? It's so strange to me. Didn't she like literally just turn 18 yesterday? But she literally has like middle America mom. Like, she has like a middle America mom build. You know what I mean? She looks like a middle America wine mom on the way to like get some more Franzia from Wegmans.
My dad thought you would protect military families, so he voted for you in 2016, Mr. President. He says he won't vote for you again after what you did to our family.
The wife of a U.S. Marine veteran was deported to Mexico.
Instead of protecting us, you tore our world apart.
My mom is a good person, and she's not a criminal.
Now,
This is actually
my mom
good.
is gone.
Actually
Some of
good.
those
Emotional
kids are now
appeal.
orphans
It's true.
because of
It's
you.
disgusting. It's one of the most horrific things that the Trump administration has done. Yes, Joe Biden and
President,
Obama also
my
deported
mom
a
is
load of
wife
people,
of a
but
American
that doesn't
Marine
change the reality
and a
that the
mother
Trump
of two
administration is
American children.
uniquely brutal. And if you don't
We
see
need a
this
president
reality,
who will bring
you
people
have
together,
got to be
tear them apart.
caught up in your own bullshit.
A daughter
Here's
of
the thing.
immigrants. Who are you
Oftentimes,
going to vote
Republicans do a very good job at putting a face to the crime. Like they always build the narrative that undocumented immigrants are all criminals across the board, and they do a very good job at it. Like they build a story of a terrifying narrative that like immigrants are coming in and killing people relentlessly, right? Putting a face to all of these stories, the many stories of people coming into this country is actually a good thing.
Come from someplace else.
Sorry, I know Obabe's speaking. My bad.
In these new Americans, we see our own American stories.
Bro, are those kids that eat drone strikes? Intersectionality means drone striking people, no matter what their background is. There's only one America, an America that drone strikes, whether you're brown, black, or Asian. It doesn't matter. I mean, 52% of white women, Mom. That's who voted for Donald Trump. Oh, no. Speaking of white women, oh, no. White women alert.
After the last election, vote for the diverse, hopeful America we saw in last night's roll call. And don't forget, Joe and Kamala can win by 3 million votes and still lose. Take it from me.
Bro, imagine being Hillary Clinton and working for this position your entire life and then getting owned by the most clownish clown ass on the planet, and then 4 years later having to go out to vote, get out to vote initiatives for a geriatric VP that you had to serve under, that probably was really weird to you and definitely smelled you a little too long. This is, in the words of Felix Biederman, an ancient curse that was put on her family. There is no other way that someone could be this cursed. I already tweeted this out, but I'll say it again. Having Hillary Clinton talk at the DNC is not for Joseph Robinette Biden. As a matter of fact, it's for Hillary Clinton at the expense of Joseph Robinette Biden. Just remember that. There is no reason for her to be here and speaking here. Deeply unpopular even within the Democratic Party, by the way.
My name is Ruth Glenn. In 1992, my husband shot me and left me for dead. For 13 years, my son and I had been abused by him. We finally escaped, but he tracked us down. As the president and CEO of the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, I've seen Joe Biden's passionate leadership in passing the Violence Against Women Act. We need leaders who believe that a woman's life is worth fighting for.
Joe Biden is that kind of leader.
I am voting for Joe Biden on behalf of all victims and
At least Bill Clinton is not speaking today, you know what I mean?
First episode was a slap to the face and he broke my eardrum.
Punching, kicking, choking, threatening with a knife or a gun.
He had always threatened me if I had ever called the police on him that he would kill me.
Okay, I know I originally said it's good to put faces to the... I know I said it's good to put a face to the cause, but holy shit, dude. I mean, they really are laying it on thick on day 3. God damn it. There's such a good counter to this. It's so easy. Even if you don't believe Tara Reid, like you have Anita Hill that you could just easily be like, Joe Biden disparaged Anita Hill.
Guess how
At that same exact time. I think the reason why they're mentioning this isn't necessarily because they think that domestic violence is a like a mover for people to go vote for someone, because it's not, as evidenced by what happened in 2016. Donald Trump literally had the pussy tape shit and it didn't fucking matter, and like women still voted for Donald Trump in very significant numbers, including white women especially. But I think the real reason why they mentioned the violence against women is because they want to cloud the narrative around the crime bill. Because if it's regarded as the crime bill, then that's really bad. If it's the Violence Against Women Act, and that's what Joe Biden actually did this for, then they won't talk about the crime bill. I think that's part of the reason why they mentioned this.
When it comes to expanding the economy for all people, no one is going to be a stronger voice than our next president, Joe Biden. The conversation you're about to see proves it.
Small businesses around the country are bearing the economic brunt of the coronavirus pandemic.
And behind every business, there's a family.
A lot of people clearly are in pain right now.
No! Talk about the workers! Don't immediately move into the small business. The fuck is wrong with you?
20 to 30% of our small businesses.
Oh my God!
This is the story, Kevin.
I fucking hate this, dude. I hate this. Look, small businesses are incredibly important for the American economy. But what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
Really sad to see, and if we don't turn this
Why are you bringing up restaurant owners, dude? What about the workers? Show a montage of blue-collar workers, union workers. You're talking about fixing the supply chain, and then you go talk about an artisanal Los Angeles restaurant owner.
This is the story of Dan Reiner. He's a fifth-generation farmer struggling to keep his business alive. When he thinks about business, I don't think he thinks about farmers as a business.
No, he has no clue about this stuff.
And Joe Biden does? Like, what the fuck? Does Joe Biden understand how to run a farm? Like, what is this concept, dude? Stupid Hassan. Waiters and waitresses are working, so they obviously don't go out and work. So obviously, they're supposed to be catering to those who actually do work. I'm really big brain, by the way.
Demand. This crisis is on Donald Trump and the Republicans who enable him. On November 3rd, we will hold them all accountable. Kamala
This is
elected.
a good speech, everybody. Chill the f out. You're attacking Elizabeth Warren because she cucked Bernie Sanders, but nothing beyond that. This is good. At least she's talking about significant differences between what Joe Biden's campaign represents and what Donald Trump's campaign represents. Dude, this is exactly my take, dude. It's not enough that you vote for Joe Biden. They want you to act like you're happy. Rapists don't even look for that. Okay? Like, rapists are like, all right, I did the rape. That's fine. They don't demand you also act like you're enjoying it. Meanwhile, liberals in my chat are like, no, you have to enjoy voting for Joe Biden. Like, you literally have to. Fuck you. You literally have to enjoy voting for Joe Biden. Like, no, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden and I'm not going to like it. Suck my dick, okay?
Donald Trump hasn't grown into the job because he can't. And the consequences of that failure are severe. 170,000 Americans dead. Millions of jobs gone, while those at the top take in more than ever. Our worst impulses unleashed, our proud reputation around the world badly diminished.
That's how you fuck us.
And our democratic institutions.
With kind words like this. This is why I love Obama.
I know that
so
in
good.
times as polarized as these, I understand why a new immigrant might look around this country and wonder whether there's still a place for him here. Why a young person might look at politics right now. The circus of it all, the meanness, and the lies.
No matter how hard I try, I will never be able to escape young Hassan, bright-eyed, feeling very excited about Obama. And like every time he speaks,
and those in power,
I forget the last 4 years of his presidency where I was criticizing him and go back to the original, like coming to America for the first time, 2009, my first year in America, right after the heels of George W. Bush. It's too difficult for me to escape that. I know he lied to me.
That's how the economy will keep getting skewed to the wealthy and well-connected.
At least he does this, though, the half-assed appeal to the workers.
Fall through the cracks.
Is he's better. He's better at politics than everyone else in that squad.
Democracy withers.
He talked about big business and corporate influence.
Do not
he talked about workers' protection. He's so good.
Away your democracy. To the young people who led us this summer, telling us we need to be better, in so many ways, you are this country's dreams fulfilled. Earlier generations had to be persuaded that everyone has equal worth. For you, it's a given, a conviction. And what I want you to know is that for all its messiness and frustrations, your system of self-government can be harnessed to help you realize those convictions. For all of us, you can give our democracy new meaning. You can take it to a better place. The ones who will decide whether or not America becomes the country that fully lives up to its creed, so that we leave no doubt about what this country that we love stands for today and for all our days to come. Stay safe. God bless.
God damn, dude. Okay, listen.
Thank you
that
for
was
your
good.
brilliant leadership.
I just forgot the past 8 years of neoliberalism under Obama for like the duration of that speech. That is because he's an incredibly skillful orator.
Now, please welcome our
He's eloquent, he's charismatic as fuck, and he's very good at what he does. Unlike Joe motherfucking Biden and the rest of the current modern day Democratic Party establishment figureheads, Obama was a very charismatic person. He knew how to wrap that shit turd Democratic Party policies with a beautiful bow, a velvet bow. Make it look like a nice piece of turd with a coat of polish. Nobody can make bombing a hospital look better than Barack Obama. Nobody can make expanding the American surveillance state, refusing to prosecute war criminals of the previous administration, solidifying tax cuts from that previous administration for the wealthy that we're going to sunset like Barack Obama. So in a way, while I simultaneously feel like it is horrible that we don't have skillful orators like Barack Obama running for president currently, on the other hand, I almost feel good because Joe Biden can't lie that well. I mean, he still lies, don't get me wrong, but not as well as Obama could. But the difference there is I want Joe Biden to lie to me, and I can't even get him to lie to me. I can't even get Kamala Harris does a better job, actually, than Joe Biden does. Kamala Harris is very similar to Obama in that sense. Not as charismatic, but she at least knows what kind of progressive moves she can get behind. What kind of progressive knobs she can turn, pretty much. Barack Obama's speech featured virtually every high note that you're supposed to hit. And to everyone who was like, oh, speech, whatever, if it was Bernie Sanders saying those things, and that is very similar to a Bernie Sanders speech, you would have been loving it. Now, of course, there's a significant difference between that. Bernie Sanders has the track record of fighting for those causes, whereas Obama had all the power in the world and didn't really advance it far enough. But still, the point stands. Barack Obama is at least acknowledging the things that Americans want, rather than telling everyone a lie that Americans don't want better healthcare opportunities, that Americans don't care about corporate influence in American politics. That's what the neoliberal party of today does. They lie to you over and over again. They lie about how cool Kamala Harris is and how much of a robust personality she has. They lie about Joe Biden, too, in a similar capacity. And then, worst of all, they lie to you about how fucked your situation is. Or rather, say that your situation is only fucked because of Donald Trump, and then as soon as Democrats are in charge, their advocacy is not going to go far enough, but it doesn't matter because you don't want it to go far enough. You just want to be oppressed under a blue administration rather than a red one. Kamala Harris knows that progressive causes are popular and knows how to advocate for them and does a more courageous job than Pete Buttigieg certainly did. But unfortunately, she's not very charismatic. No, Hassan, don't play up the angry black woman trope. Wait, what? I wish she was angry. What the fuck are you talking about? Americans are angry. I wish she was angry. I wish she embodied the anger. No, she just smiles in a super fake way all the time. It's literally the opposite. I wish she emoted in a real way.
At the University of California, Berkeley, she met my father, Donald Harris, come from Jamaica to study economics.
Marxian economist.
Family is my beloved Alpha Kappa Alpha, our Divine Nine, and my HBCU brothers and sisters.
I can't wait for Republicans to try to call Kamala Harris like a black supremacist or some shit. It's going to be so funny.
Public service is a noble cause. I fought against transnational criminal organizations. I took on the biggest banks and helped take down one of the biggest for-profit colleges.
A lot of this is true.
I know a predator when I see one.
She is right about that.
Proportionately.
Someone said, who is this woman?
It is the effect of structural racism, of inequities in education and technology, healthcare and housing, job security and transportation.
Harris locked up more young black black Americans than Bill Clinton. It's not true.
Others to name.
Literally false. You're so wrong.
And for all
if you are to say that she's responsible for black people going to jail for marijuana charges, that's true. But you can't say that. Like, you can't just lie about these things, dude.
None of us free.
Defending Kamala now,
It's
lol.
a lot.
Saying that Kamala Harris
We can
locked
do
up more
better
black men than
and deserve
Bill Clinton is
so
just
much
categorically
more.
false. What do you want me to do? You
We
want me to
must
lie?
elect a president.
The people who say
from Wilmington
she called him
to
a racist,
Washington.
she did not. She was too
Bo
much of
and
a
Hunter
she was
got
too
to
much
have
of a coward to call him a racist. She said her words literally were, "I know you're not racist, but you sure did a lot of work with racists." So stop saying she called Joe Biden a racist when she was too much of a coward to call him a racist. She implied it, but she didn't say it. Yeah.
This is the leader who wrote the Violence Against Women Act and enacted the assault weapons ban. Vice
What was that a
President
part of?
implemented. He
What was those acts a
championed
part of?
the Affordable
I just can't
Care
remember.
Act. Joe will bring us together to squarely face and dismantle racial injustice, furthering the work of generations. Joe and I believe that we can build that beloved community, one that is strong and decent,
One that Joe is directly responsible for eviscerating.
we can all see
Come
that
on,
made my
Hassan.
own life possible.
That's cancel culture, bitch. That was a long
vision
time ago.
that makes
Why you gotta
promise.
bring up old shit?
So let's fight with conviction. Let's fight with hope. Let's fight with confidence in ourselves and a commitment to each other, to the America we know
Bro,
is
this is
possible.
why K-Hive people are crazy. Like, they look at this and
America
go like,
we
yeah,
love.
queen, slay.
Have
I
friends.
said this already. Like, Kamala's a
our
better
children
option than
and our
the
grandchildren
majority of other
will
people that
look
they were looking
in
at.
our eyes.
And at least she
Where were
knows
you
what
when the
is
stakes
progressive and
were
what
so
she
high? They
wants
will
to act
ask
like
us,
she cares about.
What was it like?
But she is so
We
hollowed
will
out
tell
as a
them,
personality.
not just
God
how we
damn.
felt.
How the fuck do
We
people look at this and go,
did.
that's it. That's my
Thank
lady.
you.
I love her.
God.
Dude, Joe Biden literally looks like my grandfather. I was on to that. Like, he has that look in his eyes where he looks lost. I mean, he does. I'm so worried for him all the time. He just literally looks like he's got that "where am I, Jack" look on his face all the time. He like looks overwhelmed. You know what I mean? When you're trying to process information, but you're overwhelmed because your brain functions have diminished. You're like, what's going on with these lights? Why? Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just overly sensitive, but this was significantly better than night 1 and night 2. Obama crushed it because it's Obama. Come on. Of course he crushed it. It was good. Just like he crushed them hospitals. Am I right, brother? Okay, shut up, dude. It's pretty funny. Not now, dude. Come on. Okay, Daily Shell. You gotta chuckle out of me yet.
Greetings. I am Archbishop Elpidophoros of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America. Let us pray. Most merciful and loving God, that we may fight against injustice, inequality, and hatred, that we may achieve a common good in the name of the Holy
Why
Trinity
is there a
we
Dark
pray.
Souls character
Amen.
at the convention? Okay. So, what are my thoughts? A lot better overall. They hit some good high notes. Still very little mention of healthcare. Kind of sucks. What are you going to do? Elizabeth Warren had a good speech. Obama had a really, really good speech. Hillary Clinton was not the absolute worst person on the planet.